Hello,
Hey, how's it going?
vibing. What's up?
Well, just concerned about the future of our country and
Oh, it's
we got
you. What's up,
November
bud?
3rd. Yeah, not too much, man. How you been?
Um, well, I was better since some certain people have been gone.
Okay. Well, we've actually never spoke before. I was just on the political section of Twitch and
Okay,
just yeah. So first time caller, you know what I mean?
sure. So, what do you want to talk about, bud?
Well, just concerned with all this BLM stuff. Systemic racism. I'll be honest. I've been on a kick. I've been watching a bunch of black conservatives, Candace Owens, Thomas Sowell, Larry Elder, and I'm trying to figure out why their message does not resonate within the black community. And I know my guess is you don't speak for all black people, but I'm just trying to find out why rational African Americans like Thomas Sowell and Candace Owens and Larry Elder among probably thousands of others. It doesn't resonate with blacks in America. And so I'm trying to find out why and how we can basically get more blacks in America to stop believing in the democratic idea of victimhood and simply just take personal responsibility and realize the amazingness of our country. So how can we do this?
Why would they believe in it?
Because America is an S tier country.
Oh, I'm
They
talking
they
about
they
why
won
would they believe Candace Owens, Larry Elder, and some other like
and Thomas Sowell. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
whoever. Why?
Why would they believe them?
Why?
Because they advocate instead of advocating for what BLM is advocating for, which is the system is against us and it's holding black people down and it's racist and everything is bad and this is like let's burn down the courthouses and let's set fires to businesses in Minneapolis. Let's loot through Chicago and let's destroy this country. Instead of that, what black conservatives are offering is let's just take accountability. Let's look at fatherlessness in the hood. Let's try and figure out why, for example, African Americans get and earn the least amount of degrees versus Asians versus whites in America. Like let's just take personal accountability and let's raise up the black community from like why is it that rappers that are dealing drugs that are talking about being high all the time are kids role models, and why is it not, someone like Kobe or Nipsey? Like why isn't it that like or black engineers, like why are they not celebrated? And why is this kind of culture just keeping blacks down in the best country in
How
the
much
world? So
time have you
this
spent
is
in a black
and so
community? In any black community?
I grew up on welfare.
How
Okay.
much time have you spent
I
in
grew
any
up.
black community? Just answer, like I need a time, like a
So so 0 to when I basically went to college. And I'm a little older than you. I'm in my late 30s.
you don't know if I'm in my late 30s.
Well, I'm watching your stream, so my guess
Okay,
is you're not in your late 30s. I could be wrong, but
I
you
shave.
look younger. Okay. How old are
Um,
you then?
late 30s.
Oh, okay. All right, cool, cool.
I hate this.
So
Um,
again, I don't have to live I don't have to live your experience to like have an opinion on it. Like can we at least agree on that?
no, your
Like
opinion's
I
just
can
kind of
I
like
can I can
wrong.
watch.
Because for one, I
Oh,
want to take this
why
one step
why
at
am
a
I wrong?
time. I want to take it one
Sure.
step at a time. So why? Actually, I should actually let me pause this. Let me pull out my notes because say a lot of stuff. get my
If
notepad.
you want a game, I mean, this is your stream, by the way. So I'm just here to.
I'm just here to
I'm in
pull
the
out my
political
notepad,
section,
bud.
just
So,
debating. Yeah.
why is Young Thug a role model and not Kobe?
Well,
What else did
sure.
you say?
Like what?
So let's
Well,
let's
okay.
take
Let's back
I'm
up.
trying I'm trying to
We
put
can get to
down
the
what you
culture
said.
stuff. Okay. So I'll start from the top. Why isn't the Black conservative message of personal accountability resonating with American blacks, and why is the BLM victimhood mindset the premier front and center way that the majority, and again, not all blacks think this way in this country, but from what I've seen in the last few months, like why is George Floyd some sort of civil rights hero instead of being recognized as a 5-time convicted felon who was high off meth and fent and resisted simple officer orders for 30 minutes? Like why aren't like
None
why
of that is
don't
important.
it well, hang on. Why is that not important?
Why would
Why
it be
are the
important?
facts? Because when I watch one of these crazy videos of people getting killed in our country, how many? Let me ask you a question. How many B plus students
You give me a lot of
treated
questions. I
bad
have yet to
by
have been able
cops?
to answer a question yet.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead.
So, one, why is Young Thug a role model and not Kobe? So Kobe, I don't know. Like you said, you spent a lot of time in the black community. That sounds very dubious once you said that Kobe is not a role model.
No,
I
no,
don't
no.
know if
I'm not.
anybody uses like Young
No,
Thug or
no.
like Lil Wayne as like a
Obviously,
role model over like Kobe. Kobe's a massive, like basketball players are
I'm talking
massive role
about on a
models.
population. Like maybe Kobe's a hero to you, just like he is to
I
me.
don't watch basketball. I don't care about basketball. I didn't care when he died.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. No worries. We can, but I'm saying in general, why is it? So, who do you think that inner city black youth in Chicago today look up to more?
Probably
Is it
sports
their
players.
local? Is it Chief Keef or is it? Oh, really? Okay, they're all looking at, or is it like the latest famous drug dealing rapper in from their city?
Probably
In
sports
general, I'm
players
not talking.
from their
Okay,
city.
I find that I find the fact that like there's this whole like generation of like drug rap. Again, maybe you're not into it, maybe you don't listen to that type of music, but I'm just saying in general, why is it victimhood and why is it not personal accountability?
Where do you think that music came from? Why do you think that music exists?
It's a form of expression,
So where do
just
you think
like
that
all
expression
music.
came from? Their personal experience? Do you think it came from their personal experience?
Some of it is, some of
So
it
do you
some of it is a way out, some of it is a way out, just like sports and entertainment
so
is
would you
is is one avenue.
imagine that there's a lot of rapping about bad things that people experience in their life when they come from
There's
bad
also,
situations and had bad
of
experience in
course,
their lives. So I
but
think it
there's
would really
also a lot of
resonate with a lot of people.
exploitation. Like Jay-Z sold crack to his community for a very long time before he found a way out through music. Is that and that story generally resonates with a lot of people in the entertainment business. Would you agree with that?
That resonates with a lot of poor people
Sure. Yes. Yeah.
because they've probably done the same because they're poor.
Yeah. And yet some of these folks are still selling crack to their own communities through
Because they're
their
poor.
music by no. These are multi-million. Dude, Jay's okay, let's not anyone who's made it out is not still poor.
Oh,
Jay-Z
I'm
is
talking about
is
people in the
nowhere
like
near still
street.
poor.
I'm talking about people who listen to the music. I don't care what the rappers do. I'm talking about what people do who listen to the music. It resonates with
Yeah,
them because they're poor. They're still selling drugs
yeah.
because they're poor. Are there some rich people? Are there some rappers who still sell drugs? Probably, but they also use the drugs too. So
What's your view on the violent crime rates in America and the disparity between races? Why is it that BLM is only interested? By the way, we still don't know if George Floyd was killed because of race. We don't know if it was just a idiot rough cop who did him dirty because he would have done anyone dirty in that circumstance, whether they were white or like. How do we know that the George Floyd killing was actually racist?
it doesn't matter.
Like we still don't know this fact.
It
And
doesn't
and
matter.
and and yet like half this country rioted, and like we've got all these fists up in the air, and people are like no, of course it matters. If
It
it
does not
wasn't
matter.
racially motivated, then we don't have a race issue. We have bad cops who treat people rough. And this the same way Tony Tempa, white guy, died in the same circumstances, and no one knows his name, no one cares about him. I don't know why this political movement is like just it blew up, man. And I'm concerned for the future of our country. And
Well,
when I
it's
listen to
because
black
black people. Well,
conservatives,
this is like a big thing with black people because black people get profiled by the police. So obviously
well,
they're going to have more
black
run.
people
Wait,
also
wait, 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 wait. Let me answer your question. They get more
uh,
run-ins with the police, and because they have more run-ins, they're going to have more encounters with the police. Because they have more
do
encounters
you
with the
think
police,
they
they're going
commit
to be
more
more. Wait, wait, I'm
crime?
answering your question. Because of that, obviously they're going to be roughed up more because they have more encounters with the police. If the police are prone to rough up people. So obviously this is true. And to answer your question before you say it, because I know exactly what you're going to say, let me give you an article
Mhm.
here. Let me give you an article. Actually, it's not an article, my bad. It's a study. It's a study of 95 million police. Here, I'm going to drop it in where is this?
300 million police interactions last year, 14 unarmed blacks killed, and we're rioting in this country.
I'm going to drop it into the
Nine
debate me,
unarmed
bro.
whites were killed,
You
by the
can
way.
look and debate me, bro, and then you can look through this article, this study, because this study, police stop fewer black drivers at night when the veil of darkness obscures their race. So black people when they're driving in the day get arrested more often than white people, but once the night comes down, they get stopped about the same, if not less, than white people.
When I watch black conservatives, instead of resisting
Are you gonna
officers,
tackle with that what I just said?
all the black community has to do is simply teach people how to interact safely with police. And yet, when I watch half of these videos, these guys are just like resisting nonstop. It takes them 30 minutes to get arrested. If you have a grievance with the way the police are treating you, you don't deal with it right then and there. You don't resist for 30 minutes. You take it up with cops later. And for some reason, this simple thing of like teaching black youth and like if I was a dad, I would be teaching my kid, hey, if you get pulled over, you've got your hands on the steering wheel, you've got your light on inside your car, and maybe you toss the keys on the roof. How would that make a cop feel? Do you
I
think
want
do you
you
think a cop would
in two
actually
sentences or less to tell me why do you think more black people were stopped by police when it was day, but then about the same or less than white people when it was night? In like two sentences or
maybe
less.
maybe black people are out at night in greater frequency than white people? I don't know. You don't know either.
Because they're out in greater frequency, that means they're stopped
Maybe
at the
maybe
same
maybe
rate or less than white people.
maybe. I
How would that
like that.
work?
That's an interesting question you asked. Like, I don't know what it matters at night. Like, I mean, do they commit more DUIs than whites? I don't know. Like, I have no clue. But that doesn't matter. George Floyd was arrested middle of the day,
Well, I'm
right?
talking about this piece
When
of
Rayshard Brooks,
information, not George Floyd right now.
okay, I have no clue. I mean, maybe they work, maybe because the sort of black community on average earns less than other community. Again, not all. I'm not saying all blacks. I'm just saying we're well aware of the income disparity. Maybe they work night shift more. I have no
It's by
clue.
rate, so it's per capita. They accounted for that already.
No, a study like that would not account if, for example, um, a certain community works nights more than another community. Like
No,
I
it's
bet you
by how many
Asians.
stops per like
Again,
100,000.
yes. And so what I'm saying is a perfect explanation could be that maybe one or one population in America is out at night in greater frequency. And so you would see more per capita of that population in that study. I don't know. Like, are you suggesting that like cops are just like driving around and just like saying in America, saying, "Ooh, there's a black guy driving around at night. Let's nab him." Like, do you actually think that this is what's happening in this
Well, I
country?
look at like research and data, and it seems like uh, a little bit, because I like
So,
look at
so
research.
cops have nothing. So cops have nothing better to do with their time than roll around at night and just profile and just say, black driver, grab them.
Well,
Is that?
it's
Do you
probably they're
actually
more
think this
likely
is
to
how
arrest
police?
a black person for small infraction. Well, what probably
Hang
is they're
on,
more
pull
likely to
over
stop
or
a black
arrest?
person for small infractions than a white person. So once everyone's doing small infractions, I think at about the same rate. So if that were to happen, then
Do you? Okay.
once the darkness obscures their race, they're more likely not to pull the person over because they're not black, because they
Okay.
don't know
You
if they're
just
black.
said you somehow have the view, and this is where BLM and just all this activism gets it wrong. You seem to think that like whites and blacks commit the same. Like when you said the infractions are probably the same between the two groups. Let me ask you this: who do you think commits more violent crime in America
I said we're
per
talking about
capita?
driving,
Okay. So
driving
somehow
infractions.
so would you at least admit that when it comes to violent crimes like armed robbery, murder, homicide, blacks commit more, and so like you're saying, hey, when it comes to low level stuff like just driving, it's equal, but when it comes to the more extreme stuff, can you at least admit that yes, there is a problem with violence within the black community, more so than other communities in America?
Black people just per capita commit more crime, sure. But
Yeah,
I would
okay.
like you to grapple with
So
what I
so
was talking about at first, which is, like I said, they're more likely to get stopped because they're being profiled for the same
maybe,
infraction.
but how do you know? But you just told me that they commit that you're willing to admit that as a community, maybe they commit more violent crimes. So why is it that you think traffic infractions should be equally distributed between races, but murder, armed robbery, all these other, it's like maybe just blacks are just committing more crime. Again,
They're just driving too loud in their low riders in the daytime, but at night
no, no,
they're
no, no, no,
creeping.
no, no, no.
They're
Like
slow and they're creeping.
you're trying to make this like some weird like racial profile thing. What I'm saying is maybe they're speeding more at night. Maybe there's more DUIs, right?
No,
Maybe they're working night
the
shift.
rate of them being stopped goes down at night, not up, down.
Dude, here's what I think. I understand that minorities have had bad experiences with police. I understand this. I understand this. I understand that um there have been unfair and unjust racist actions in America by police. I get all of this. But for us to say that there's like this overall systemic problem and, you know, like blacks are just being treated unfairly in America, I don't get it, man.
I want you to click on this
I
study
listen
that
to
I
these black
sent you
conservatives.
by the
Okay,
United States
I'm on
Sentencing
my couch.
Commission.
All right, let me click on it. I was on my couch and did you DM it or is it I don't see it
It's in
in your
Debate Me
chat. I see
Bro.
Discord.
It's in the Debate Me
Oh,
Bro
okay, okay.
chat.
Sorry. All right. Me. All right.
So then, can you please explain the discrepancy with the
This is
19.1?
sentencing.
Yes,
These are sentencing. Yeah.
yes.
So which page you want me to look at? I'll go right to it.
Look at the abstract. Let me
What
see.
what graph? What graph are you looking at? Average sentence for white males and black male offenders. Yes, this is a big myth. This is a big myth when maybe blacks are just committing more violent crimes so they get higher levels of sentencing. If you get pulled over for and you get ticketed for speeding, you're off with a ticket. If I get pulled over for armed robbery, I get 10 years in jail, okay? Of course, my sentencing would be higher on average if my group is committing more violent crimes. So like when I look at sentencing stuff like this, it's like the system is working as it should.
That's crazy, dude. Have you ever
Violent.
thought about emailing the U.S. Commission for Sentencing and telling them about your amazing discovery that you found? Is that they didn't take into account that some groups of people commit more crime than other groups of people? Have you ever
So
thought about doing
it
that?
So you're telling me that we somehow control. So you all you want to look at is one number, which is length of sentence, and you want to say that the population averages should be exactly the same between all races and not factor in any other reasons. Like you're actually telling me that this is how you think
Did you read
racism
any
is going to
part
be
of this
solved.
yet, or are you just like ad-libbing right now?
I'm a, a lot of black conservatives that I've watched have
So
discussed
that's a
this.
no. Okay, so let me read part of this for you. Black male
Sure.
offenders continue to receive longer sentences than similarly situated white male offenders. Black male offenders receive 19.1% longer sentences than similarly situated white offenders during the post-report period, fiscal year 12 to 19 to 16. This has had for the prior 4 period studies. These differences in sentencing length remain relatively unchanged compared to post-Gaul period. Non-government sponsored departures and variances appear to contribute significantly to differences in length between black and white male offenders. Violence in offenders' criminal history does not appear to account for the demographic differences in sentencing. Female offenders of all races receive shorter sentences than white male offenders during the post-report period.
Yes, dude,
So,
this
like,
has
can you
all
please
been
explain?
debunked.
I would like
Like
you to
this is
grapple
all.
with like what was said here.
Do you know why women on average have shorter sentences
I
than
we
men?
can
Because
tackle
the
this later.
majority of violent
I
crime
would like you to
is
tackle with what
committed
I
by
just
men.
said. I would like you to tackle what I just said.
Sure. What was the question?
That black male offenders get longer sentences for the same exact crime with the same exact priors than white male offenders. So why do you think that is?
Where what page is this on?
It is literally the first page. It is the
Abstract.
key findings.
Yeah. Well, I mean, can you just give me a page number so I
It
can
is
like
it is
just kind of I'm
it is
I'm doing you
page
a
number
favor here
2.
and like
It's on
yeah.
introduction. It's page number 2.
Okay.
It's key findings.
I mean, I would just I would want to look into this actual data and just say, did they actually control for everything, or is this again just a politically motivated,
By
you
the
know,
US government.
let's flame up racial tensions in America, and give black people even more victimhood and get them even more madder by saying, hey, if you commit the same crime as a white guy, you're going to go to jail for 20% longer.
So you're just like a conspiracy theorist. You think that the US
No,
government is
not at
trying
all. No, no,
so
no.
you're trying to say that
What
the
I
US government is lying and saying that they did not control for any priors or similar crime and that they're trying
what
to
I
stoke
said,
flames. That's what you just said to me.
what I said is I would like to look
So you
into
are a conspiracy
this
theorist.
study. I would like to look into this study and get some of the details because when I hear black conservatives talk about this, it's easily explained by rates of crime. It's the same reason why when you say women on average get shorter sentences than men, 97% of armed robberies in America are committed by men, not women.
What does my robbery have to
Most
do with someone
rapes.
else's robbery?
What I'm saying is the rates of violent crime are generally it's generally men that commit all the crazy shit in
What
America.
does
Okay,
my crime have to do with someone else's crime
you
of
seem
the
to be
similar demographic?
convinced.
No, can you answer the question,
Here's
please?
the
Can you just
difference.
answer the question? What's
What's the
what ties my crime from someone who has a similar skin tone than me and someone else's crime that would justify them getting a longer sentence than someone else?
it shouldn't it shouldn't.
Okay, so it seems
If
like
we're
this
talking
is
about crime for
discrimination
crime,
based on
no
someone's
no no no
identity.
no no no. You're this is the reach. This is the stretch that
It's really
keeps
not a reach.
you believing in this victimhood. You seem to think that like just because there's a study that says, oh, when we compare blacks and whites and blacks are getting sentenced 20% longer, that like this is like proof of systemic racism without thinking about all the confounding
So why do you
factors
think that
like
is wait. Like I told you, you're about to say, what do you think? Well, what about more crime? Crime of someone else with a similar skin tone shouldn't affect how you're sentenced. And that's what actually what
uh,
that's what I'm arguing is that That does happen. Like you said, it does happen. So I don't know what we're disagreeing on. You agree that people are put in jail because some other people commit crime that looks similar to them. So I don't know what we're disagreeing on. You seem to agree completely with my premise.
Here's the interesting number. Not to divide all crimes and all sentencing and look at it on the aggregate. It would be interesting to say, okay, let's just take armed robbery. So let's take a very defined crime. And you can pick anyone, murder, rape, any of it, and then go and say, okay, let's look at offenders who have no priors, and let's look at race by that, and let's just isolate. What we're gonna see is two things. Blacks commit more homicides in America than their white counterparts, and then let's also ask the question, why is that, by the way? And then let's look at sentencing. And I would agree with you that race should not matter in terms of sentencing for the exact same crime. But what you presented me is a homogeneous global study of all incarcerations in America without any nuance. And you seem to
you
think
still have
that,
not
like,
read. You did not read and did not listen. Do you know what similarly situated offenders means?
No, dude. Here is the mistake you are committing. You
Violence
seem
of
to
another
think that,
offender's
like,
criminal history does not appear to account for the demographic differences in sentences.
I promise you that if we dug into the data, the variance on all of this stuff, crime for crime, when you can actually zoom in and not take this population level, all crime and all race, just all scrunched into one metric together, is 20% higher for blacks. The reason, some of the reason why we're seeing this in this data is because blacks simply commit more dangerous crimes than whites. And so, yes, some of this difference is explained because of that reason, and not because it's just, oh, he's a black guy, let's ship him for
Are
20
you
years
illiterate?
longer. Yeah, again, I think you're not listening to me, because you keep going, like,
You
you are
haven't been able to
firmly
read
convinced.
anything that I've sent
You
you.
are
So I'm just
firmly
like
convinced.
actually
No, no, I've got it
asking.
up. Anyways, we can move on, because here's where we do agree. Race should not matter in terms of conviction length. I agree with you on this. Again, I'm not here to debate, oh yeah, let's send black people off for longer. This is not my point. I want to figure out why this victimhood is permeating.
No, you said you wanted to debate a systemic racism. So that's what I'm here to
Yes.
debate.
And so you're telling me that we are rioting and looting our country because there's this report that aggregates all crimes and compares two races and says one is 20% longer, and this is the reason why we have this BLM nonsense in this
Well,
country?
there's
Is
a
this
lot
is this
more.
the reason?
Also, here's this. You told me that you could read, so I would like you to read this as well. You can go to page 300. What was it? 356. Is that right? It's actually page 35. I'm quite sure. It's page 35, and
This
it talks
is
about the
this is
results.
victimhood, bro. This is all victimhood. This is like you do
Are you
realize
coping
that, like,
because you're
just
actually illiterate? Can you not read anything?
okay,
And you just don't want
what
to
would you like me
engage
to
with
read?
anything? You can go to page 36 and you can read the results that said
Part of
they
the
took
civil
mock
rights
jury.
discrimination.
They
Okay,
took a
of
mock
course.
jury and they showed them racially ambiguous evidence, and then they gave them a picture, and then they told them to see how guilty someone is. White offenders were less likely to be guilty. Black looking offenders were more likely to be guilty. All of these people are fake.
Okay. And so what point are you trying to make?
This
This
is
is
systemic
systemic
racism.
racism?
Yeah.
Okay, dude. So just because people have learned a stereotype, they might have gotten mugged when they were kids, might have grown up in a rough inner city neighborhood and seen statistically more crimes committed by blacks, and they have some of these stereotypes. You're telling me that this is systemic racism,
Yeah, when you judge
like the actual facts
people
of the
based on
country?
stereotypes and you give them harsher sentences
No, no, no.
because of
See,
nothing of their
see,
own actions,
this
then
is
yeah.
the difference. This is the difference. Racism is an individual problem. It's not a collectivist thing.
Yeah,
This
but
is
when a
what
bunch of
BLM gets
when a
wrong.
bunch of individual people come together in a group, then it's a collectivist thing.
No. You're missing the point. One person can be racist towards another,
It
and
seems
we
like
have
everyone's kind of
racist
racist.
people in this country. Yes, of course.
Whoa, so
Asians
it
are
sounds like it's a
racist. Black
collective
people are
problem.
racist.
So it sounds like it's a collective problem. So I don't know why you told me it's an individual problem. If everyone
It's an
has a
individual
problem,
problem.
if everyone has a problem, it seems like it's a problem of the collective.
No, because
Whoa, really? That's crazy.
I can be racist. I can come to your stream and hate you for the color of your skin, which I don't, by the way.
Cool.
But I'm saying like that's a level of racism. I can walk through the inner city of Chicago, and if I see a guy with a do-rag at night, right? Like in a certain way, the same way you would see them, you would think, something's up, right? Like you
No, I
wouldn't.
really don't look at people in do-rags and think something's up. But I do look at, I don't know, some people in Trump hats and I think something's up. I do always
What?
keep my
Why?
finger on the.
Okay, so how? Oh, okay. So why is it that
They're
Trump
scary.
voters? Why do you
They're
have that?
scary. One time I saw a
What's so
video
scary
of a
about
Trump.
loving your country?
I saw a Trump voter saying the N-word once. So I think he may try to kill me. So I'm just saying that if I was ever on a jury, if I ever knew that someone posted about Trump in a favorable light, it
You
doesn't
would
matter what they're doing, but I
really?
know that they're
Is
guilty.
that right?
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry.
Okay.
I mean, I remember personal experience. I saw this one Trump supporter say the N-word once.
Okay.
So no, they
So
have to be guilty.
help me understand. Have
They have to
you
be guilty.
have you watched or like read any of the black conservatives?
Every single day,
I'm
almost every
specifically.
single day of my life, they're really stupid.
You think so? So you think Candace Owens
Oh,
is
extremely
stupid?
stupid. Oh,
Why
violently
is that?
stupid. Why is that? Because she's just wrong in almost
Because
everything that
she's
she
all
says.
about personal book.
No,
No,
because she's just
she's
wrong.
about
I
personal
don't care about her.
accountability.
I don't care about that. Like, she's just wrong. Like, I've been able to send you study after study after study about all of these things, and then you kind of like NPC parrot
You're
talk through
sending
them.
me individual, dude. Like it's crazy. It's crazy that
Yeah,
stuff
it's
that
crazy that like
doesn't
one
affect your
side has
life.
information and the other side just has like personal personal
I've
anecdotes. It's
been.
pretty
I'm not.
crazy.
So the fact did you watch the 30-minute arrest of George Floyd? Not. I'm not talking about the 8 minutes on the guy's neck. I'm talking about what led up to that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah,
When they pulled
I think
up
the guy should go to
and
jail.
somehow yeah no I'm no one disagrees on that. Somehow
I'd
it
argue
took.
with that.
I doubt that anybody in America who watched that video thinks that Derek Chauvin should not go to jail. I doubt that that is a prevailing view anywhere between conservatives or Dems. Like I really doubt that. My question is why aren't blacks in America taught to like just don't spend 30 minutes getting arrested. If a cop knocks on your door and you're high as fuck and he asks you to step out the vehicle, you just like every other person in America, just step out the vehicle. Let's not create a scene. Don't pull out your phone. Don't argue with it. You're not gonna solve
I
it
don't know. I'm
there.
an American, and I don't like to let the authority trample on our civil rights. So I don't
It's
care who
not.
you
No
are.
no 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 no.
Well,
It's
I'm
not.
wait
It's
no
not
wait no. Let
trampling.
me finish my thought. Listen, I don't think that. Listen, I don't like to think that the police have complete carte blanche to do whatever they want. If listen, I'm a God-fearing American. Okay, the Revolutionary
Mhm.
War was the thing. If authority is trampling on your civil rights, you should defend yourself.
And if it's not, should you just comply with lawful orders?
Maybe. I don't think you should comply to just any orders just because they're lawful orders. I don't care about law. I care about what's right.
You don't care about law, is that right? Is
Yeah, I care about what's
in
right.
okay? And so, do you not believe in law and order?
I believe
What do
in
you? Let
what's
me
right.
ask you this: what do you think about the 73 days of rioting in Portland by
There was
majority
not
whites?
73
What do you?
days of rioting in Portland.
Every single night, Andy No
It
on
was
Twitter.
not right.
If check out. Let me put you on
I'm
this.
not looking at anything Andy No is going off of. But I can go through.
Why is
Let me
that?
see because he's a propagandist.
Okay, dude. A guy with a video camera in the middle of Antifa rioters is a propagandist.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, so there is like an actual timeline every single day, and there was some rioting in the beginning. You do know that the protesting has been going on since for like almost
So hang
60
on.
days, right?
So just to get this straight, you're refusing to watch both sides of any argument, and you're telling me, hey, I'm just gonna present to you this cuck leftist propaganda, and you're telling me I'm not willing to watch Andy No.
Oh, I'm not
I'll
willing to
just
watch Andy No No.
and why is that?
I
Why
explained to
won't
you
you
he's a
watch both
propagandist.
sides? This is why the black community is suffering. It's because you guys will not open your minds. You will not see both sides of any argument. You just believe in the victimhood.
I don't know. I like
You
to read
simply,
studies, and you have yet to provide me with a study that says systemic racism isn't real. So until you can provide that,
You're the one who's claiming. No. See, this is where it's like
no,
you
I've
just
also provided you studies
you want
saying
to
that it is real. So
all you did was you just showed me aggregate sentencing numbers based on
that
race, and
took
we've already gone
account
through this.
of that. Yeah, we have, and you have yet to understand anything.
Show me in the data. Show me
You
where
told
you
me that
dug
you
in
weren't illiterate.
and where you actually looked at individual crimes, and show me how that study controls for that. Show me how you're convinced of that. Aside from reading the first page of a 30-page
You
study,
mean like
this is
the
not
key
how science is
findings?
done.
You mean like the key
This is
findings
not
of
how
like what the
science is done.
You mean like
You
the key
don't
findings of
you
like what the researchers say they found? Do you
you
not
don't
believe
read
what the researchers say they found?
you
Then
don't read a TLDR and say, "Oh yeah, I'm educated on race in America, and this whole country's racist. Let's burn it down based on a TLDR, dude."
it's
This
not
is
really a
not how civil
TLDR. It's
people.
kind of like them
Yes,
recounting
dude, you
everything
just
that
showed
they've.
me an abstract.
I
So
did not show.
you're still
You
in
showed me the
college,
whole.
right?
I showed you the whole study. You can look at it if you want, but
So
I kind of trust the
show me
researchers.
where in the data. Anyways, okay, let's move on.
Oh my gosh.
So so how why is it that um this country is being torn apart by this BLM nonsense? How do we fix it?
It's not really being torn apart.
When are we gonna know? When are we gonna know racism is solved? When would you be at a point where racism is done for you?
When
Do you not have any rights
when
that
these
I have?
discriminations in when these
These
differences in
discriminations.
sentencing seem to disappear.
Okay, so
Oh,
okay,
also like
excellent.
when
So
black people stop being profiled, that would work too. When these rates start to come in line with at least crime rate, then I would say this we're probably at a good point. But we have yet
so
to see that.
racism is solved once sentencing is done.
Well, once
when
discriminatory
you're gonna love
outcomes are
this
fixed,
country.
there's really not. I don't know what you mean by love this country, but once like discrimination is solved, I mean, there's like some other stuff we should like probably work on. But
Okay, so you keep saying others. So what I'm trying to find out is when
that's
is
cheating.
racism solved for you?
I don't know what that means.
When
Racism
are you
solved.
gonna feel?
When do we
So
know any? When
you
will we
have
know everything in
grievances.
the universe? Like, I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know when
You,
racism be
well, you
solved.
don't
The
know how to
definition of
argue either.
racism is different. It will be like different
Okay.
outcome. Okay, cool, interesting. But
What
like,
I'm trying to put you on is I'm asking you the question: when are you gonna feel that you have the same rights as I do in this country?
are you asking for like a time frame or like a
No,
specific
I'm
date?
asking you when you would be satisfied and realize that
I
you're
just explained
actually
that to you. Like when these discrepancies
so
seem to come
when
in line and be
so
not
sentencing.
discriminatory. Sentencing, police profiling.
What else? Is
Uh,
that it? Is that like racism is solved? I wish you could just answer honestly and
economic disparity.
say you are a
I think like
permanent victim.
economic opportunity. Like I'm giving you these
What
answers and you seem to
opportunities?
just, are you deaf as well? Are you deaf
No.
and illiterate?
You're giving me like what economic opportunities do you not have that white Americans have?
I'm talking about black people in general. Just like black people in general in places that they've been redlined into don't have
What
economic opportunity.
what eco is there any rights that you don't have that I have?
Well, we usually
Are there
don't
any
judge
rights
things
in
just by
America?
that. Rights? What do you mean by rights?
We're not judged by rights. Are you an American?
As far as I know, sure.
Do you love this country?
I think it's all right.
I'm just curious.
I wouldn't be in another
Do you
country.
do you Excellent. Why? Because there is no
because this is
better
my home country
country
with all of my family in it.
in the world to be black than it is to be in America. There's no
That's like
better
factually incorrect. I think
opportunity.
I think
You would rather
Canada
be
is
black in
specific.
China, dude?
I said Canada, and
Okay.
specifically, black people have better outcomes in Canada.
What do you mean by outcomes? Outcomes are individually set. You decide all your decisions. You decide your own outcome. What? Like
You
there's
decide
no
what
one
family you're born
saying,
into. Damn, I should have known.
well, how is family outcome? You make your own decisions. You get to pick where you work. You get to pick how you spend your time. You get to pick the things you study. You get to pick the job you take. You get to pick
Not really.
your future wife.
Not
You
really.
get to pick your opportunities. Like
Do you think
what else
environment?
do you
Wait,
want, man?
what? If you're gonna take like personal choices and environment, how many things in someone's life do you think is made by their environment, and how many outcomes in someone's life is made by their personal choices? Do you believe that like someone's
Ah,
environment means
now we're getting
literally
somewhere.
nothing?
So this is the collectivism versus individualism thing. This is why majority of blacks are not conservative. It's because they chalk everything up to I was born black and therefore I'm
Not
gonna
really.
die
No.
black, and blacks are
Well,
lower on the socioeconomic, and therefore my lot in life is forever doomed because of the color of my skin.
Michael Jackson kind of didn't
Conservatives
die
do
black to a
not
lot of
believe
people.
conservatives do not believe in any of this nonsense.
Yeah, conservatives are
America is a
stupid.
country. Okay, so America is a country where anyone can make anything of themselves regardless of who they are. The, it, your salary is not determined by the color of your skin. Your salary is determined by the actions you take in your own life. Just because you were born black doesn't mean anything. Yet somehow it's like just this victimhood
That's crazy
nonsense.
because I
It's
just
like,
sent you
oh,
three
I'm
studies that told you that being black
bro,
means some things in your
bro.
life.
Studies
Bro,
like
studies.
it's crazy that like you live like
It's
do you
crazy that I
speak for
look
all
at
black
research.
people?
So it's crazy that I look at
Do you
research and you have yet to provide
hang
me
on,
any research. No, I don't.
hang on.
No, I
Do
don't.
you
I don't
do
talk to
you
like that
do you
many
speak
black
for all
people.
black people?
I don't
No,
talk
no.
to
Do
that
you
many black
speak for
people.
all black
As
people?
far as I know,
Okay,
no.
why is it that you don't speak for all black people?
I'm not all black people.
Excellent. Why is that? I agree with you. Why is that?
Why is that? I don't know. Usually that's how we
Because you're an
define all
individual.
people.
No, because you're an individual who might have different views than some other black people. You might have been raised differently than some other black people. You might have different economic opportunities or lack
Oh,
therefore of them.
economic
And so
opportunities? So you're telling me there's some things in people's life that they cannot control?
there are choices. Yes, there are
Whoa,
choices you can make that
wait. So
put
there
you
are
on a good
things in
path
people's
or a
life
bad
that they
path.
cannot control. Is this yes or no?
So we tried welfare
Wait, is
with the
this
black
yes or no?
community.
Are there things in people's lives that they cannot control?
There are some and there are way more things that you can
Well,
control.
so
So
is
I
this
don't
yes
I
or
don't
no?
get
Are there
I don't get
things in people's lives? I'll try this again.
if
Are there
you're
things in
born with a
people's lives they
disability,
cannot control?
is being black a disability to you?
I didn't. Well, I would like for you to answer the question. Are there things in people's
Well,
lives that people cannot control?
can I give you an example of something you can't control?
I don't know, like a mental disability. You cannot control that.
How about a physical disability?
Sure.
Is being black a disability?
I don't know. Maybe. Depends on how you
It
define
isn't.
disability.
Is it? Do you see the color of your skin as a disability? Because
I don't.
if you
But
do,
like
they
I said, it
they're
depends on how you
okay.
define
Great.
disability.
Do you can you give me an example of how being black is a disability?
Something in life that you do not control for that gives you negative outcomes because you have it.
So give me an example of how being black is a disability.
Damn, we could look back at all of the research that I showed you. How about the 95
Do you
million cop
actually
studies?
think the color
We could
of
look
your
at the
skin
95
is a
million.
disability?
I
Is
mean,
this
in
how
the
much
definition,
victimhood you have?
in the definition that I gave, sure.
Do you actually think that the color of your skin is a disability the same
No,
way that if I was born deaf, do you think that being born deaf and being
gosh,
born black is the same thing?
Same thing? Obviously no, because one you're black and the other one you're deaf.
Excellent. Okay. Is being born black a disability the same way that being born deaf is a disability? Like
Kind of.
you gotta concede this point. You gotta back off because
No,
if you
actually,
are actually this much,
because of that, actually, I'm gonna go forward and I'll say yes, it is.
being black is a disability.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh my God, dude. Are you black?
Oh my
Are you
God is not a.
disabled?
Oh my God is not an argument.
Okay, no, I'm asking you a question. Are you disabled right
Sure.
now because of the
Yes, I
color of your
am.
skin?
Yes, I am.
Holy smokes, man.
Damn, holy smokes is not an argument. You seem to provide no arguments since you've been here.
I'm stunned. No, you've left me speechless. You've done a great job here. You just told me that the color of your skin is a disability.
Damn.
Like,
Really?
it's how
You're
like
right.
it's like you're setting your own race back by like talking this. Like, do you think Asians sit here and think, wow, I was born Asian and I'm being Chinese is a liability?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
The highest earning group in America, the most
Do you think
well-educated, the ones.
earning money and being able to go to college is all that's in someone's life? You don't think being bullied when they were a kid, or being like, or having like
Asians do
stereotypes
not grow
thrown
up
at you?
thinking what you believe, which is I am born Asian and therefore I have a disability. Like if we're really at this point where blacks in America, the only way they feel like they're going to get ahead is by saying that they're disabled because of their skin color. Like
Damn, great thing I didn't
there
say that
really
then.
is no hope. Yeah, okay. I'll give you a shot to back up and
Nope,
take it
I'm
back
going to go
because
for it. I'm gonna say yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I think if other people subscribe to that same definition of disability that I gave you, that they'd also agree because
the
it's just
victimhood is
factually correct.
crazy.
I mean, you can call whatever you
There are
want
people.
victimhood, but still,
There
you've
are
provided me
people.
no information. I showed you police studies. I showed you sentencing studies.
I
I
asked
showed you
you.
a fake jury that still gave a fake black person a worse sentence than a white
What do
person
you like?
just because of their skin
Like you
tone,
gave
and
me
you have
a
yet
fake
to.
jury. You gave me a fake jury, not a real one, and you're
Yeah.
telling me that because there was a fake study done
Whoa,
somewhere
it's
based on
real
color of
study about
skin,
a fake jury because they weren't in a real court.
you know what? I'm slowly understanding. I'm slowly understanding.
From this conversation, it seems to me that you haven't understood much in your life, and especially in this
The
conversation.
victimhood is crazy, dog. Like it's out of control. Like I can't believe you think this way. I can't believe you think the color of your skin is a disability in
I
America.
still cannot believe. I
I
still don't.
wonder.
I'm still surprised that you can be called a functioning human being. You have yet to grapple
I
with anything that I've given you, and then you said fake study, fake people in a fake study, fake jury. I can't believe you think this is real. I have yet to read anything here. I've yet to read
being
anything.
black is a disability in
I've yet
America.
to read anything that you've sent me, but I'm going to say it's all fake. Like, okay, dude.
I'm not here to read, dude. I'm here to
I
discuss
know because you
ideas.
can't read anything. It seems like.
Okay, dude. So do you think Kobe Bryant thought that? Okay, you're not a sports guy. Do you think I don't know what you're into, but do you think the top black person in whatever you're into thinks
Top
that the
black.
color of their skin
Yes.
is a disability?
And I think any other
Like
minority will also agree with that.
Kobe, you think Kobe thinks
Yes.
that being black is a disability?
Yeah. I
Really?
think all like
You
most
think Nipsey
Asian
Hussle thinks
people, I'll
that
think
being
like
black? Really?
Hispanic people. I'm pretty sure most
This is
all of
just
them who have ever faced discrimination in their life would be like, yeah, I face discrimination because of my skin tone. And because of
that's
that,
not what I
on
asked you.
this
I asked
defamation, I
you
can be.
about your victimhood. I asked you if you think your race is a disability, and you've sat here for
Yeah,
like
by like
20 minutes
by
telling
like
me
the
that
definition that I gave you, yeah, it could be described as a disability. Personally,
this is
for as far as I
crazy.
know, I've never experienced any
Who,
racism in my life, as far as I know.
who are you voting for?
Biden, obviously.
Okay. Is Biden gonna going to solve your disability?
Um,
Is he gonna bring solutions to
he seems
being
like to have
black?
more solutions than anybody else. I am
Okay.
taking call-ins. More solutions than Trump has, obviously. I mean,
I don't know, man.
investing in poor communities, the abolishment of private
You,
prisons, reducing the drug sentences. It seems like Biden seems to be like a more competent human being than Trump, and it seems like even as his old dawdling age.
you know that the special economic zones that have popped up all over this country and created tons of black millionaires in this country, provided jobs to low income like what are your thoughts about the special economic zones
It
that
doesn't
have
go far
literally
enough. Can you
created
send me an article on that?
yeah, google.com economic opportunity zones in America. There's tons and they're all in lower income communities, and it's just a bunch of young blacks building businesses, becoming millionaires by
What's it called?
employing other blacks.
What's it called?
um, Special economic zones or something like this. Again, I'm on my couch. I've got you up on my TV, but I can come back to my PC.
Hit me with a number. We'll see.
These
7.
are you know who's actually taking advantage of all this stuff is folks that look like you, that don't believe that the color of their skin is a disability.
That's super
This is who
interesting.
is
Thank you.
getting rich out here. Yeah. It's black conservatives, the ones who don't
How do you
sit
know if
there
I'm not
thinking,
rich?
"Oh my God." You, rich people do not believe in victimhood.
What's your
Rich
definition
people
of
are
rich?
rich, multimillionaire,
How do you know I'm not a multimillionaire? How do you know I don't have all this time to
because
sit here and like
multimillionaires
stream because I'm not a
multimillionaires do
multimillionaire?
not are not
Stream?
victims, dude. They're not. No, they're not victims.
They're not
They
victims
don't.
of
They
what?
don't. They don't talk. They don't talk the way you do, which is the color of my skin is a disability.
Victims of what? They could be a
Victims
victim
of
in like a car
sentencing,
crash.
victims of race, victims of
Victims of
whatever
race.
nonsense or sorry, victims of sentencing, victims of, oh, black people get pulled over. Like they don't think this way, dude. Like take
Qualified
it from one
opportunity zone. Do you mean a qualified
take
opportunity zone?
take it from a real multimillionaire. People who get money do not believe they're victims. Only people who are kept at the bottom and believe what you believe, who will be
That's
voting for
true. Can
Biden.
we? That's okay. So I think I'll leave it on there. You can give your final statement. Please keep it under 4 sentences.
Yeah, good luck, bro. Being black is not a disability, no
Super
matter
interesting.
what you believe.
Thank
Yeah.
you so much for the highbrow commentary. Damn. So damn, so much for being the master race. Holy shit. Sure, but yeah, you can do exclamation Discord and you can hop in. Damn, that guy was fucking stupid. There are really stupid people in this country, huh? Unfortunate. What I think of the Marvel movies, I haven't really watched any Marvel movies, but they seem to be doing just fine. People seem to like them, so I can't hate on them too bad. You can't hate on. I mean, if people like it, I mean, when they make $1 billion, how bad can a movie be if it makes $1 billion? I mean, let's be honest. It could not be your taste, but like just strictly speaking, you could be like, yeah, like it's like yeah, it cannot be your taste, but you could be like, yeah, I mean, it's a decent movie. Damn. The saddest part is that you actually believe that. See that the beginning there, it was an IQ test and you failed. It was an IQ test and you failed. So, I'm sorry. As an individual, I will have to call you stupid.